There is her beautiful son, Aiden.
Hi everyone, my name is Valerie Lucius. I'm Aiden's mom. I also have two other children. So Aiden's our youngest. So when Aiden was born, he's 2.5 now. When he was born, my husband and I were very excited. We weren't sure if we wanted a third kid, but once we had Aiden, we knew our family was complete. We had the perfect little pact, and we were very happy. The second day we were in the hospital with Aiden, we had nurses in there, and we had a doctor come in and tell us that some of his features may look like someone with Down syndrome. They started asking us questions, if he looked like my husband, if he looked like my other kids. We were a little confused, we weren't quite sure what was going on. And when they told us that, we of course were a little nervous, we weren't sure what to do. But at their advice, we went ahead and had them do the blood test. And 2 weeks later, we were getting ready for Aiden's newborn photo shoot. We were really excited, had nice outfits and everything, and I get a phone call from the pediatrician telling us that he indeed did have Down syndrome. Paul and I were overwhelmed, to say the least. We really didn't know what to expect. We didn't know what that meant. All kinds of things crossed our minds. What do we do? Where do we go? You know, all kinds of things. So we were very nervous. Once everything settled down and we accepted the diagnosis and kind of dealt with things amongst our family, we began to gather information. We were talking to anyone and any person, anyone that would talk to us, doctors' offices, that kind of thing. And one place kept coming up that we certainly should get in contact with. And we were lucky enough that there was one right in McHenry where we had just moved 6 months before. So we were very excited about that. And that place was GiGi's Playhouse. So Paul and I finally gathered up the nerve. We packed up Aiden and we headed on over. And the first thing that greeted us was Jean with her beautiful smile. And it was so just heartwarming, and we just kind of felt very welcomed when we walked in the door. So of course she sat right down with us and she just let us talk. She just let us tell our story, what we were nervous about, just everything and anything. And I think the best part about Jean is that she knew exactly when to just listen, and she knew exactly when we were looking for her to say something and comfort us, and that's exactly what she did. So Paul and I and Aiden walked out of there feeling a little better about things and kind of starting to think, hey, this might be okay. We might just be in the right spot. So we felt a little better walking out of there. The second time that we went to GiGi's was a little more for us. We brought the whole family, and it was actually World Down Syndrome celebration. So there were a ton of people, much like the people in this room, and we were very overwhelmed. We were bringing our kids into this, and we really didn't know what to expect, and so we were very nervous going in. There were a lot of people that we really didn't know, and again, we were greeted with overwhelming just friendship, family. Like, everyone was just so nice to us, and everyone wanted to hear what we had to say. Everyone wanted to talk to all of our kids, not just Aiden. Everyone always wants to know what's going on with Madison and Hunter as well, and I think that's one of the best things about going to GiGi's is we feel at home. Now, like I said, Aiden's 2.5. He's actually doing very well. And I honestly believe that GiGi's is a huge part of that, along with his therapy team at home. Currently, he goes to Open Play most Fridays, and he also participates in Elemental P, which is an awesome program. And Aiden really loves music. He loves going there and playing with his friends. He loves interacting with the therapists that are there. He loves interacting with the volunteers that are there. Another great part about these programs is that my other kids are also welcome to come. So if I have a babysitting issue, I can bring my older 2 kids, and there's volunteers there to help, entertain them away from the group. So Aiden can still get what he needs, and my other kids are also getting what they need. So that's another great part. The other part of GiGi's that I think maybe, I don't know if people know about this, but when you go to these programs, there's other parents there. So it's nice to be able to network and talk to them. If you're having a specific issue about, your kid or something that's going on, there's other people that have been there or currently in there, or, and there's always someone there that can give you advice and kind of help you out. So I think that's one of the best parts. I love that my son gets what he needs, but it's kind of nice for me as a parent to be able to go and get that as well. So I think that's one of the best parts about GiGi's as well. Sorry, I'm a little nervous, so I have little notes here. And I just, with the programs, I really see Aiden thriving, you know, in all aspects, his speech, walking and all of that, and I really think that those programs really push him to do that, as well as with his peers and that help him, you know, move forward. So we also look forward to upcoming programs that he's going to be able to start as he gets a little bit older. Leaps and Bounds is the next step for him, as well as an upcoming program with a speech therapist. He'll be eligible for that, and then tutoring as he enters school in the next 6 months or so. So those are things that we look forward to and are very appreciative that we have access to, and are free for us. So that makes it a lot easier for us as well. It's not burdensome to have to come up with money for it. So we really appreciate that. And lastly, you know, GiGi's is really something near and dear to my heart. I'm in other parts of the community as well, so I've had other people help out with stuff, and my husband's company is very generous and helps sponsors our teams for walks and events like this, and as well as our family and friends. I had family and friends, but I never really saw their support until this diagnosis and these events that they help us so much with. So the main point, GiGi's was our support system, my support system, my family's support system when we didn't know who to turn to or what to do. So every day Aiden's a blessing to our family, and I think GiGi's is a huge part of that, and our whole family is very grateful for that. So thank you.